People are becoming increasingly desperate for a solution as the water levels in Lake Mead and Lake Powell continue to fall. Water cuts ordered by the federal government have already been implemented, mostly affecting Arizona and Nevada. 6 of the 7 Colorado River Basin states recently suggested their own remedies, with California offering a separate one. Others are offering bizarre alternatives, but some experts argue that the most fundamental approach is the most basic: reduce water use. Suggestions for resolving the problem range from imaginative to expensive, according to a blog written by University of California, Davis professor Jay Lund and associate professor Josue Medellin Azuara. According to the site, the inventive suggestions included limiting future growth in Arizona to reduce water consumption, desalinating salt water from California and Mexico, building new reservoirs, and even relocating icebergs to the area. One climate change skeptic offered his own solution. Many people question me about Lake Mead. Draining Lake Powell and storing the water in Lake Mead could solve the Lake Mead problem, Tony Heller took to Twitter. More than 5% of the Colorado River's water evaporates off the surface of Lake Powell, which should never have been built. On Twitter, though, Heller drew mixed reactions, with some suggesting their own remedies or expressing hope that a torrential downpour and higher-than-average snowpack melt would solve the problem. Lund told Newsweek in an email that Heller's approach is simply shifting water from one bucket to another. "It's not really a long-term answer," he remarked. "In the short run, it may have some validity and resistance." Lund argues in his blog that the greatest approach to conserve water is to reduce consumption rather than bringing in extra water through improbable means. However, the vast bulk of Colorado Basin water use is for irrigated agriculture, primarily for animal feed, which appears to be significantly less expensive to fallow than the cost of most other proposed interventions, Lund noted in his blog. Lund frequently investigates desalination and conservation options. Desalination is a procedure that has been utilized all over the world to add water to freshwater lakes such as Israel's Sea of Galilee. Desalination, which uses reverse osmosis to remove salt from saltwater, is employed in Israel. The desalinated water is subsequently used for drinking or lake replenishment. Desalinating seawater from California or Mexico is doable, albeit exceedingly expensive, in the case of Lake Mead and Lake Powell. According to Lund, the cost of desalination is between $2,000 and $3,000 per acre-foot, which far surpasses the economic worth of most water usage. Another possible approach is to conserve urban water use, however this is eclipsed by agricultural water use. Nearly all of the long-term water scarcity in the Colorado River Basin will necessitate permanent cutbacks in irrigated acreage, Lund stated. Permanent reductions of 1 to 2 million acres of irrigated land will be required in the lower basin states, accounting for approximately 20 to 30% of the basin's irrigated agriculture. The states have not yet agreed on a course of action.